My roommate is at her desk when we arrive, reading, it seems. Hey, Waverly. Oh, Winter, you're back. She starts to look up. How do your thing go? At the sight of me, she flinches and looks disbelieving. Oh, cackle. She immediately covers her mouth upon noticing that I'm being carried by an adult. I mean, She stares at me for an incredibly long second before turning to paramedic and gently placing her book down. Her mouth slowly hangs open as she tries to speak, but it seems she's unsuccessful. Do you want me to help you to the bathroom? Sure, yes, sure. My caretaker says nothing more and simply aids me farther on. As we pass by my roommate, she jumps to attention, starting up from her seat. Is she alright? What happened to her? Radiation poisoning. Waverly shrinks back into the chair. Don't worry, she's not irritated anymore. The lady opens the bathroom door and sets me on the tiles before the toilet seat. Leaning against the door frame, she looks back out at Waverly. She's got the sickness, though. Yes, I do. Flipping the lid up, I immediately vomit into the toilet. It's like it's for emphasis. What happened? It'd probably be better for her to tell you. Anyway, you must be her roommate. Waverly says nothing, but I imagine she's nodding her answer, for the paramedic continues. Good. I need you to keep her from eating tonight. Wouldn't be any good for her in this state. I throw up again with impeccable timing. As disgusting, thick and saccharine spit fills up my mouth, and when I try to swallow it, I feel like barfing. Parting my lips to gasp, it just kind of drips out slimy. It's probably making me feel sicker than anything else. She'll be in there for a while, vomiting and things worse. Just keep an eye on her. Make sure she's alright. Alright? Anything else? If she's feeling real bad, I want you to call us down at the ward with your hall's emergency line. You know where it is, right? Yeah. Alright, and one more thing. You've got to get her a good breakfast tomorrow and make sure that she drinks a plenty of liquids. After tonight, she'll definitely be dehydrated more than a little starved. I want you to make certain she remedies that no matter what. Understood? Okay, I will. I feel the paramedic's gaze on me again. It makes me aware that my stomach is churning off noises. I hurl again. You're positive you don't want anything? Yes. Okay. I'm sure you've guessed already, but your debriefing has been pushed back until tomorrow afternoon, in considering of your state. I'll be leaving you to your roommate's care now. I need to make sure your mental procedures are gone well, or going. I hear Waverly gasp lightly at the second sentence. Can you tell him that I'm sorry too? Sure. And hey? Wiping my mouth with the back of my hand, I look back at the paramedic over my shoulder. Feel better, okay? I mean, even more better. I don't want this getting to you. You should visit one of the counselors once you're able to. Don't keep it all inside. I lock eyes with her for a time, but eventually turn back the rancid fumes of my bulk. puke. I'll try. I can feel her smiling. Good. Hopefully I won't be seeing you, girl. I hear footsteps as she turns to leave. Take good care with her, okay? Of course. Door opens and in another second it closes. I kneel in front of the toilet and retch a bit, wondering whether or not I'll be wanting it again. If this damned saliva will have anything to do with it, it'll make certain that I do. So gross. In nearly a minute, the sound of soft movement closes in on me from behind. Do you want me to rub your back at all? Actually, yes, I think that would help. Beverly doesn't hesitate to tiptoe to my side and bend down. She starts massaging me with one hand up and between my shoulder blades. The feeling is great, much appreciated. I want to feel more like throwing up now, which, come to think of it, ironically enough, is all I already want. Retching is seriously so much worse than just throwing up. Thank you. Nah, it's nothing. Can you talk at all? Something comes up but doesn't come to pass again. He a few times before answering her. I don't think I can hold much of a conversation. Try nothing then. I'll just ask you yes or no questions. How do your meditation go? You do it? I begin movement to shake my head, but stop because I sort of did do it. Cyrus and I really did remedy the situation, leaning my neck right and kind of shrug. Even after all we managed to succeed, it led to such an awful failure that it doesn't really matter. I have no idea what that is. It's like you don't know? How you don't know? Did you get knocked out? I shake my head. Well, then it's like complicated? I nod. We managed to resolve the conflict, not the actual conflict, but an urgent one. Oh crap. I hurl again, nearly pushing my head past the lid. When it's over, I rest my arms on the seat and set my head in my hands. Waverly, frowning, continues to rub my back nicely. Ugh. You alright? I can't really answer past the barely nodding my head. Then I guess something bad happened after that. I repeat the same head movement. Waverly pauses, clearly not sure whether or not to say she wants to say next. She eventually chooses yes. How bad? I look at her. Somehow my silence and my gaze convey the message. For a moment she stopped massaging me and just looks in my eye with a nearly empty expression of one of the repressed sadness and of worry. Continuing her massage, she goes direct. What happened? The world ended. Still rubbing me, her expression goes indecipherable. If I had to take a guess, the closest thing I'd call it is scared. For several minutes she stays with me and keeps me relaxed until I'm finally done with vomiting and ready to do something else. Waverly leaves the bathroom and allows me to sit on the toilet rather than on front of it, closing the door. I don't know how long it's been, but finally seems to be over. After a brush of teeth and scrub off the skin, I feel as though I'm actually done. Not better though, not by any means. In fact, when I open the door, I nearly collapse. Surprisingly, Waverly is there to readily catch me. All done? I nod. Wanna go to bed now? Yeah. Then get walking. Dragging you across the room doesn't make me feel right. I can't really walk. Beverly frowns at my lack of answer and soon pulls me to my bedside. She then hoists me up and drops me on the mattress. You brought that on yourself. She looks at me sternly for a second before snickering. You're a wicked person. I can't believe this abuse. I run a strict ship. I'm like a fairy tale orphan, an evil one that everyone hates. I really have no idea what you're talking about. I was actually reading some of our foreign libraries. There was a lot of stories about orphan abuse. Why would you hate orphans? That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's why they're evil. She smiles. Wanna sleep now? Yeah, well, no, but I think I should. I feel like a pile of dirt. All right, I'll turn off the light. I nod a thanks and look up at the ceiling as the room falls to darkness. I hear Waverly enter the bed with a squeak. Hey. Yeah? What happened to Cyrus? Wasn't he your mentor today? He saved me from an explosion of glass. The last time I saw him, he was irritated and bleeding. Waverly lets off a breathy whistle. Man, how did that all even happen? I wish it was a long story, but it's not. It was very quick, actually. It all happened fast. It's just that there were a lot of things to it. It got really hard. It turned into a thing it wasn't supposed to be. I could have left, but I didn't. I wanted to do something myself. I sigh. I'll tell you more tomorrow morning at breakfast. How was your shadowing? Compared to yours, it already sounds boring. I think all of ours were supposed to be boring. I went to a city and looked for a group of people who ology didn't exist. They did, and we found them hiding in shadows. You went to a place with a malleable physics? Ah, no, it was rigid. It was some kind of science or something. And man, don't ask me how, because I've got no idea. None. Huh. We both fall silent, but end up chatting again in a minute. I ask her about our classmates and whether or not they've any interesting stories from today. It's mostly dull, though. I found that amusing. For everyone else, this run of shadowing was as dull as the last. In fact, the most interesting story that came from one of our year's promising students who didn't even have a shadowing this week. He's part of the group that does it while we're on break. It is really just funny. It's funny because it's kind of all just unpredictable. For some reason, unpredictability is such a silly thing to me. There's so much irony in that, considering today. Gracious, I must be totally losing it. That totally must be the case. The longer I stay here, the stranger I'll become. Oh well. Episode 1, Learning to Manage Chaos. I need to do something. Right. I should do something. A doctor, a nurse, the whatever she was yesterday told me to make sure that Winter ate breakfast and drank liquids. I'm not giving up to that responsibility. It's already past 12 and she's still sleeping. Then I should wake her up, right? Ugh, I don't know. First off, that's really weird. I hardly know her. Secondly, just watching her in bed feels sketchy. She curled up in there looking uncomfortable. I just can't. Frankly, it's cute. Frankly, just having that opinion makes me feel scummy. Whatever, it's probably best if she wakes on her own. Then again, she's been shivering. She could have a fever. I glance over at her from my desk. Man, I have to check. What is this, 14 hours rest? I set my book face down with a care and rise, tiptoeing over to her bedside. She's so small and pathetic, really. She reminds me of this one kid we had back home, a runt. It feels like anything that happens to her is too much. She shivers again. I have some ideas to warm her up that would likely make our relationship even more awkward. Well, I need to at least touch her forehead and make sure she's alright. Or it's not, I guess. It's actually pretty cool. She sweat out a lot during the night. Looks like, so imagine any fever she's had is gone now. I pull back my hand. While she's readjusting, I retreat to my desk and pretend to be reading. I hear her shut up and flinch in spite of myself. Morning? Is it really? I look over my shoulder to find her rubbing her face and turning to the window. She crumbles and puts a palm over one of her eyes. How are you feeling? Not much. I mean that I don't feel much of anything. Could be because of the medicine. She nods just a little. You seem better, I guess. She abruptly flops down into her mattress after a small silence. I turn back to face my book. It's actually past noon, by the way. I figured. You'll have to settle for lunch instead of breakfast. I consider apologizing but restrain myself. I wonder if she even wants to eat. I'm guessing no, if that doctor was so insistent that she do so. Are you going back to sleep? I look over my shoulder again. Winter? Out like a light. Great, I'll have to steel myself later and just shake her awake, I guess. I get back to my novel in my head. Oh, this is getting intense. I got this book from the World's Library. It's called Crime of Romance novel or whatever it is. It's not strange to be interested in a weird literature, is it? I don't think so, at least. I mean, come on, it's perfectly normal to be interested in unusual things. You just can't read this sort of thing from any earthen source. Nothing this terrible exists. Tss. Great, just now, I was starting to enjoy this. I close the book and put it down, though I don't want to get up to answer the door. It's someone important like the doctor. She'll say something anyone else would either tarry for a bit or keep knocking till they're answered. Oh man, what's this? I've got a feeling. I sigh and stand from my chair and stretch a bit. Only then I do step over and open the door. Why? You've got your nose in the Bobby Works again, reading some pornography again? Answer the door quick, yay! This is the worst possible visitor. It's like the brightest star had descended in right in here in the hallway. She's all smiles. I don't need this right now. I don't read pornography, Irie. Cackle. I really don't want to hear your vile accent right now. She puts a pretend expression of hurt. You'll insult me back at the door. I won't be even invite me in. That's the kind of behavior befitting lesser people, Vi, not you. I stare at her. And you've got to be honest. I know you're delaying an entertaining quest for the Final Fantasy, but you've got to admit it one day. Huh? Admits her to what? V, listen! She grabs my shoulders and looks at me in the eyes through her ridiculous transparent colored shades. Listen to me! If you're not honest, you'll rot. Rot? Yeah, rot! Heart! Say, Swinian. She could at least remove her hands from my person before she talks to another. You came to see Winter. Her grin returns in its full obnoxious glory. Gah, yeah! I heard she fucked up massively. I wished I'd be there to see her face flush with tears. You want to make fun of her? Shaking me a bit. Haha, you're killing me here, Vi! Why, sweet Vi? Chaos hasn't made us fun her already. What more could I do? She nuked an entire system, man! How'd you even do that? Ugh. Can't you even for a second attempt to reassemble a decent human being? Vi, I just said I'm not here to make fun. I just want to see her. Perhaps a goddamn little chick's a picture or two. She's not gone. Her smile vanishes. Ah, yeah, you're right. Fire the eyes. Her smile returns. What does she do to feel those thighs, Vi? Has she let you give him a squeeze yet? Yet? She's a mess of a girl. I only know she look a girl, but those legs. Who gave her idea to wear those stockings of hers? Goodness! You sound like a lesbian. But I'm just admiring another beautiful woman as a beautiful myself. Nothing less about that. Her lips twist a little and she looks right into my eyes. Tell me, who are you to think of another girl with lustful eyes? Who's the man, Waverly? Ah, but a disgrace Vinny could stand must be beautiful, eh, right? Get your bloody hands off me already. She does so. So, can I get me now? No. Why on earth not? You're a bastard, Irie. Oi! She points at me. Let's be a bit more subtle, Larry. Let's keep it fun. Fun, she says. And hey, I should be allowed in. Winnie is my best friend. She is not. But what authority does thou make such a bold claims? By common sense, ye clod. She giggles. Yeah. I need to stop it to here because I need to go to work. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of the love and support. I will probably cut this in 2 parts because it's 45 minutes. God damn. Thank you guys. I don't know. I thought this game is going to an end, but not. I'm confused. Thank you guys so much for taking all of the love and support, and I will see you on the next one. This was intense.
Because my world's not big enough.